Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So since it's Sunday, I thought today would be a good time to talk about happiness. It's so easy to find yourself wallowing in self-pity and sadness and forgetting all the things that make us happy and fulfilled, right? It's just something that's so easy to be falling into. Excuse me. So happiness might not be a choice per se, but it is a consequence of choices. It's more than just the absence of sadness. Happiness is a consequence of living a fulfilled life and finding satisfaction in your family, your friends, and yeah, even sometimes your possessions. But the saddest people are those people who are not content with what they have. They're the ones who are always seeking to compare themselves to the next person. But here's the thing, life is not a competition. Hi, Erin. Good morning. Good afternoon. Anyway, life is not a competition, right? Comparing yourself to somebody else only breeds bitterness and it blinds you from your true source of happiness. It might be hard to find happiness if you're in the middle of chaos and tragedy, but if you open yourself up, more than likely, happiness will find you. I mean, really, very rarely is happiness is ever offered to us on a silver platter, right? So we have to seek it out. So I found 10 quotes and sayings that would help us to find happiness. So the first one is happiness is a direction, not a place. This was by a guy named Naval Ravikant. Sorry, I don't know how to say his name, but anyway, happiness is a direction, not a place. As much as we would like to think of happiness as a destination, it's really not. Happiness is not any one person or place or thing. It's a choice you make every day to look at everything that's good going on in your life and be grateful for it. The next quote is actually a Chinese proverb: one happiness scatters 1,000 sorrows. That's pretty powerful. One happiness scatters 1,000 sorrows. When you feel like you're drowning in sadness and you're overwhelmed by pain and tragedy, all it takes is one thing, just one little thing to make you happy that can dispel all the darkness. So if you're feeling sad, do something you enjoy, or talk to a loved one, or just find that one little bit of happiness, because it will really help to dispel all the rest of the sadness. And then the next one, if you aren't grateful for what you already have, what makes you think you would be happy with more? This is by Roy T. Bennett. And if you need to find contentment in the things that you have, your family, your friends, your possessions, and be grateful for them, because gratitude is a powerful place to be. It will help you find happiness. The next quote I have, one of the keys to happiness is a bad memory, by Rita Mae Brown. Really, seriously, bad memory. Think of a grudge as a weight, Nobody, however strong you might be, would be happy carrying around a 20-pound weight on your shoulders for even a day, right? So work to free yourself from everything that weighs you down, because it's only going to slow you down. If someone does you wrong, carry on, heal, and evolve. Don't sit around waiting for the tide to change, because it's likely not going to change, and you might get disappointed. And I know that this isn't easy to do, but you need to forgive and forget. Live and let live. Don't let your memory, forgetfulness is actually a good thing when it comes to this, right? The next quote I have, happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. This is Franklin D. Roosevelt. And so nothing is as engaging as doing an activity that you love or that you enjoy. It's liberating, and it's going to contribute to your overall happiness. So find your purpose and strive to achieve it. The next one, unfashionable as it is, sadness prepares for the good that is to come. And I don't know who wrote that. That's anonymous. But bittersweet is a word that can be used to describe sadness. It's true, right? You wouldn't be able to appreciate happiness if it wasn't for the moments of sadness that you also have from time to time. Sometimes you have to feel the highs and the lows, or you have to feel the lows in order to get the most out of the highs, right? And so when you feel sad, take time to reflect and find out what makes you happy, and you might find your happiness. occasional moments of sadness, they awaken the empathy and the compassion towards people in situations that we were once in. They make us human. So, a word of caution though, I'm talking about normal sadness that you experience from time to time. If you're feeling depressed or if grief or bitterness or sadness go on for too long, please seek professional help. Sometimes it takes a professional to get us back on the right track. Just because I'm telling you that you can make it go away by saying something happy, that might not always be true if it's something more than that, right? Okay, the next one I have, happiness is a point of view. It's a way of looking at things, and that's by Stephen Furtick. And so if you're involved in sports, say, for instance, that training brings you pain. It hurts to work those muscles and really develop them. If you're a runner, you have to run and run and run until your legs are going to fall off. And sometimes, your muscles cramp and, it can be really painful, right? But winning the race brings you that insurmountable joy. It's like, oh, I won, right? So look beyond your current situation and rejoice over tomorrow's victory. Look at what you're working towards. Right? Even in dark, uncertain moments, for instance, like this crazy pandemic that we're dealing with, tell yourself that you're not stuck at home, rather you're safe at home. It's all in the way you look at things, right? It's how you look at things that make all the difference. So change the perspective and the problem will disappear. The next quote I found, take a break from talking negatively about yourself and give yourself a chance. And that's anonymous. I don't know who wrote that one either. But sometimes we forget to draw up the curtains or switch on the lights and we suffocate in the darkness of the room. We find ourselves choosing negativity and snuffing out our happiness when there actually is a better alternative. But we don't see it because we haven't given ourselves that chance, right? So the next quote I have, let your light shine. Don't starve the world of what you have to offer. And that's also anonymous. So practice acts of kindness. Happiness is contagious. When you do something nice for someone and you make them happy, their joy radiates and reaches you as well. A giving hand knows happiness. It's amazing when you give. I know for me, when I give, it makes me feel happy. The next quote I have, create happiness for yourself and for others, but don't expect it from anyone. And that's also anonymous. But it's so easy to idolize a loved one and have them be the source of our happiness. Having someone make you happy is great, but depending on them as your sole source of happiness is not good for either one of you, right? If they do you wrong or they leave you, you won't find happiness until they correct their mistake or until you move on. No other human being should have that much power over you. We're all human. We all make mistakes, and so would they, right? So you should never depend on somebody else to be in your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness and no one else. Don't let anyone else have that power over you. Hi, Don. Good to see you. So everything in life unfolds just in time. It's neither too late nor too early. The idea behind life has never been one to break you. It's not, your life isn't there to break you. The universe wants you to have all the best, right? The universe wants you to have the best life you can have. But most of us don't realize that we have the power that over our own lives. We're the only ones that have it. We have that power. And so believing that you're unhappy and helpless will have you living out like a victim. You'll have that victim mentality and you'll always be asking, why me? But that gift of choice is underrated. Once you own your perspective, life will shift. Seriously. So be brave and courageous. Facing situations where the future seems uncertain will stop scaring you the day that you realize that every choice you make moving forward plays a crucial role in you enjoying everything that this life can promise you. It's all on you. Your choices are what's going to make that difference, and how you look at things and what you're telling yourself, right? So learn how to look at nothing, see everything, and get inspired. So now I'd love to hear from you. Do you believe that you are in control of your own happiness? What kinds of things help you when you're feeling down? Please get down in the comments and share your thoughts with us. I would love to hear your stories. So thank you, Erin and Dawn, for being live with me today, and anyone else who might be live who just didn't comment, and anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate you. So go out there and have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.